Hey everybody, it's Dee Dee and I'm back again to show you how I made out with week 2 of No Sew November. Now, I am doing a double challenge. I'm doing the writing prompt with the challenge hashtag a journal mood, and I am doing No Sew November on the same page. So I'm doing an art challenge with No Sew November and a writing challenge with hashtag a journal mood. Now, hashtag a journal mood has been going really, really well because I really like this idea of journaling daily. However, No Sew November has been quite the challenge. Yeah, your girl has been challenged. So let's get started so I can show you how I made out. So the first day was day 8, and day 8 was tapestry. So this is what I came up with. I did a sort of tapestry work with scraps of paper that I had left over from a few other projects that I did. And I feel like this came out really, really, really well. I like it. It covers a good portion of the page, and the other portion is, my journaling. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I feel like it came out really well. Now, day 9 was thread. Now, this is what I came up with for thread. This is what your girl did. Now, I had already journaled on this page. I had started to journal. I'd started to journal a lot, just about here. And then out of the blue, I came up with this idea. You know what? I'm just going to glue this thread on the page. Since I'm using here, this page, it's the black craft paper. And so I used this glue that I have. I'll show you right here. I used this glue right here, which is a scrapbooking glue. So when you paint it on, it dries transparent. So it looks like this has just been thrown on the page. I kind of like this look. I think it's actually pretty nice the way it came out. And then I had a little bit of smudged gesso that had dried a little bit. And then I added a little bit more white so that it makes this sort of black and white look. I really like this one. I think it came out pretty good, So that was thread, day 9. So then we had day 10. And day 10 was ripple. Now, for this one, I decided to use this silk paper that you get in gift bags and things like that, because it's a little bit ripply, this paper, particularly when you glue it onto another sheet. And that's pretty much what I did. And then I made like a flower and used a little bit of black thread for the center of the flower. And this was my day 10 ripple. Not too shabby, this one. I think it looks really good, and you get the little crinkly ripples all over. And this is a beautiful poem that I found online, so it fit very well with the challenge of blessings for hashtag a journal mood. And the paper went really well for No Sew November. Okay, the next challenge was weave, day 11. And this is what I came up with. Well, let's see if I can get it well in. Okay, so what I did was I used some string that I had. And it's kind of like a thick raffia, or should I say a fine raffia. And I did a weaving technique, Brazilian bracelet technique with this one. And I used the same string and did a simple braid technique with this one. Since the prompt was weave, which is kind of similar to the prompt tapestry to a certain extent. So I thought this came out really well. I gessoed the page because we don't want to see those M's. And I managed to glue these down after I had written my prompt, which I wrote out in like a black brush pen. So this came out okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It was pretty good. So the next prompt was match. And this one I found very challenging as well because I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I decided to do these 2 cranes, which I folded these 2 cranes, and they are matching to a certain extent. Similar paper, but just different motifs on them, but they match. And then I did a little bit of using some what do we call that? Oil paint, oil sticks, and did a little shading technique. And I did my journaling on this secret paper, which I stashed right there in the back of the crane. And I think this works extremely well for match. I'm really kind of proud of this one because let me tell you, it came out at the last hour because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So it worked really, really well. Now, the next one was stretch. This is another one. It took a minute to figure it out, but I did my journaling on a separate sheet of paper and it's underneath this white one. And look, you can stretch. You can stretch this paper. Now, this paper came out of a book that I have right here, which is called All You Need Is Paper, first editions. Fifi, I think it's Fifi Mondriac. That's where I got the paper for that. And I saw this one and I thought it would work really well. And I glued two of them together. And so they just, stretch out like that. So I think this is kind of a cute idea. It's a cute play on this idea of stretch. Then we have day 14, which is reflect. Now, this one was difficult for me because I wanted to use, some of that reflective paper, which I thought I had a piece, but in fact, I did not. I could not find it. So I guess I must have used it already. So I decided to go back to my gold leaf, but for some reason, it wasn't working like I wanted to work. So you can still see there's some white bits here and there, but you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. And then I used the swirly parts are actually ink, Herbin ink, which I used is pink and, the bleu calanque and gray, the bleu gris. Yeah, so I used all of that. And then I did my journaling on this paper right here. So it's secretly folded. And then I came back after everything was dried and I did use some white to just add a little bit more depth to, the whole thing. So that is all I've done between day 8 and day 14. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment below and let me know what you think. And of course, if you are participating in No Sew November, comment below so I can go and check out what you did for your week 2 of No Sew November. Bye.